Are you ready to get your fix?
With the Wicks here on this beautiful Friday, July 29th, 2022, and welcome to the show. If you're a new viewer, hit that subscribe and that notification bell so you're notified every time we drop a video. We're currently sitting at 56 subscribers. Let's try to get it up to at least 100 or 150 by kickoff, which I believe is September 8th. I want to say it's the Bills versus the Rams. So let's get up to 100 or 150 by that time. So hit that subscribe. Now, apparently, we got some awful news for the Washington Commanders in the fact that, well, this man right here, Chase Young, is going to miss some time. Yeah, he tore his ACL last year on November 14th. Just an awful time to do so because we know what the recovery period of an ACL looks like, and that takes quite some time, a couple months, 6 months, whatever it is. Let's see, November, we're in month 7, so basically 8 months, 9 months recovery period, and he isn't quite healthy at this point in time. And we heard this report from Ari Mirov on Twitter where he said, head coach Ron Rivera said on at 1067 The Fan that defensive end Chase Young is likely going to miss the start of the regular season as he continues to recover from a torn ACL suffered last season. Rivera called the injury a little more severe than some other ACL injuries. Now, I'm not so sure how much more severe it could have been, just because if you tear your ACL, it's severe enough, okay, because I've never done it. I've had a buddy that's done it, and it does not seem like something that is, okay. It seems like it hurts a lot, and I would never wish that upon anybody, and it happens. It's the game of football. But this is going to take some time to heal for Chase Young. He is on the end or at the end of his healing process, but he still might miss some time. So John Keim of ESPN actually dove into this situation a little further, and where we get to see what Ron Rivera actually said to the full extent. He said, at one point, Rivera said, Young would open the season on the PUP list, which is the physically unable to perform list, which means he would miss at least 4 games. Remember, they changed it, which was used to be 7 games to 4 games, which was a part of the new agreement for the NFLPA and the NFL. Players must sit out the first 4 games before practicing, but there is no set number of practices they must participate in before returning. Rivera later amended that to say he only knew that Young will not play the first game. However, there is a possibility he would open up the season on the physically unable to perform list or injured reserve. He would miss at least 4 games if he goes on IR. It just depends on where he is. I can't tell you, Rivera said. The doctor is the only one that can tell you. You guys want me to give you a number? I can't give you a number. I don't want to put pressure on the young man to try and hit a number that I can't give you. Young needed a graft from his left knee to help reconstruct the ACL. That lengthened his recovery timetable. So obviously with tearing an ACL, it is very gruesome. It sucks. It is what it is. And sometimes they're able to go in there and kind of reconnect it and do all their, doctor work. Okay, I don't know what they actually do because I'm not a doctor. But this time, the reason why it's a little bit more serious is because the fact that they had to take a skin graft, I believe, from his left knee and then move it to his ACL to kind of connect it more securely and make sure this doesn't happen in the future. So with Chase Young for sure missing week 1, he could potentially miss even more games. So we're going to take a look at the first 4 games for the Washington Commanders, brought to us actually by Field Yates, where he posts that the Commanders scheduled to start week 1. They got the Jacksonville Jaguars. I think Washington can win this game, but it's going to be a tough fought game. The Jaguars are looking pretty solid at this point. They got DJ Chark in the offseason. They get back Travis Etienne, who suffered that, I believe it was an Achilles injury early last season. Trevor Lawrence entering his second year should be a lot better than what it was last year. Their defense, they're young, they fly around, they like to make plays. But we all know that they did get the first overall pick in the draft, Trayvon Walker, so hopefully he translates to the NFL pretty nicely. This will be a good game for Washington. Week 2, they're at the Detroit Lions. Now, the Detroit Lions, I think, are one of the most underrated teams at this point in the season. I feel like they built their roster from the ground up, and every single year they continuously get better. And with the new, year 2 head coach, MCDC, Motor City Dan Campbell, I feel like the Detroit Lions are headed in the right direction, and this is going to be a tough game for Washington. The Week 3, division rival, the Philadelphia Eagles. The Eagles made the playoffs last year. Washington did not. Without Chase Young, if he's not in this game, if he enters IR, injured reserve on the beginning of the season, they're going to lose this game. This is very, very tough. Philadelphia is looking poised. They're ready to rock and roll. They brought over A.J. Brown in a trade with the Tennessee Titans via draft night. So that offense is looking a little bit better with Devontae Smith, A.J. Brown, and they also have, Jalen Reagor. Hopefully he has a better season. Apparently he's looking a little bit more in shape, looking a little bulky. He's ready to rock and roll. Let's hope that's the case. And then Week 4, another division game where they have to travel to the Dallas Cowboys. We all know how hard it is to win down in Jerry World in general against the Dallas Cowboys. They always have a very good team, but they never do anything. That's why I call them the entertainment team. Now, these first 4 games, the first 2, a little bit on the easier side. I say the Jaguars are the easiest game they have in this 4-game stretch. Then you look at the Detroit Lions. It's tough. Okay, that's going to be a very tough game. Washington, if they win this one, is going to be because of their offense. Plain and simple. Week 3, the Eagles. They're going to lose if they don't have Chase Young. Okay, it's just that offense gained a couple more or gained a little bit more firepower at the wide receiver position. And then you're looking at Week 4 where it's the Dallas Cowboys, and they should be all healthy at Week 4 points. So it'll be a very tough matchup. Hopefully he's not injured for that long, or hopefully he doesn't enter the season in IR. Hopefully they just kind of keep him on the physically unable to perform list, because it could be very, very devastating for the Washington Commanders to lose him for the first part of their season. So go ahead, hit that subscribe and that notification bell. Let's get this channel from 56 to 150, or at least 100 by kickoff, which I believe is September 8th, when the Buffalo Bills take on the Los Angeles Rams. Have a great rest of your day, and you just got your fix with the Wix.